We're back at Flushing Meadows Corona Park. Stacy, is that you?
Yes.
What are you doing here at the World's Fair?
I'm looking at the fountain.
It looks nice today, right?
Yeah, it does.
I hope the wind isn't too much. We are on a quest today to find some Disney landmarks. We're going to look for It's a Small World. We're going to look for the Carousel of Progress. We're going to look for Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln in the Illinois Pavilion. And, oh, look at this. Does it get much better than that? You know, a lot of people don't even know this place exists. If you look over my shoulder, it's the New York Pavilion in the middle of its restoration. We were just in the Queen's Theater, which is at the foot of that, asking for directions, and we're going to show you the inside of that lobby in a few minutes. And look at this. Behind there is the tennis pavilion where they're having the U.S. Open right now. And we didn't know because the U.S. Open is starting in a few days, but they're already having some preliminary events, and it was pretty tough to park. So shh, don't tell anybody. We kind of parked in a naughty spot within the grounds. All right. Ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Okay, this is the New York State Pavilion. It's abandoned. Well, it's not abandoned because they're working on it, but they're not working on it right now, so it's like it's abandoned. So if you can see right through the tips of the trees, can you see the Unisphere? Can you see the Unisphere? And then there are the observation decks, and here's the main structure where they're putting in they're restoring the mosaic floor. So I'm going to run over there and show you what's going on. Here we are standing not too far from where the time capsule is from the 1939 World's Fair, and it's right across this little pedestrian plaza that you would have walked in the fair. Now, look at this. Look at this. Okay. This shows that this is the main entrance to the New York State Pavilion. It's not the main entrance, but it would have been one of the side entrances. Here are the original hexagonal bricks that make up. If you had come to the fair, everywhere you walked around the main plazas would have had these hexagonal bricks. These are laid in 1963 for the 64 Open. Ready? Okay, now I'm going to shine in here. See what you can see. Can you see anything? I'm going to try to put the camera through a hole. I don't know if you can see that. See if I aim it this way. You can see the restaurant with the New York State. Can you just see that? I don't know. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. Okay, so coming back here, see if you can get just some kind of idea of the majesty of this place. It's huge. Wouldn't you say it's immense?
Yes, it's very big.
Okay, we're going to continue on now, and we're going to find some more World's Fair archaeology. I'm inside the lobby of the Queen's Theater. It's part of the New York State Pavilion. It was just restored, and the people were very nice, and they let me photograph in here, even though the place is closed. Look, you can see through here the pavilion, and if I get a good shot of the observation towers, well, it's very difficult, and if you came through here, you can see the Unisphere through there. Can you see it? I'm going to go outside. I don't want to overstay my welcome. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see what happens. Left Stacy outside. I hope she's not upset. Here we go. Stacy, is that you?
Yes.
What are you doing here in 1964?
I'm out here.
They let me go in, and I asked if I could take a picture of the lobby, and they were very nice, and they said I could, and that was that.
Oh, there were people in there.
Well, there was one lady at the box office, because it is a theater. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around, and I'm going to show you a little patch of grass and trees. Isn't that lovely? That would have been the Eastman Kodak Pavilion. And now, I am going to have a Kodak moment. You stay here. At the Kodak Pavilion. Look at this. The Kodak Pavilion is very important because it is next door to It's a Small World. Now, I'm not going to show you that yet. But I want to just stand, and there she blows the Unisphere. Can you see that? So wherever you were always a stone's throw from the Unisphere. Now I want to see if there's something on this rock indicating that this was a big pavilion at the fair. It was not, but I'm going to get it from a vantage point. Ready? Up. Whoa. Way too slippery. Almost killed myself. Nope, can't do it. My shoes are too old and disgusting. Okay, now I'm going to find Stacy before she gets kidnapped. Okay, Eastman Kodak Pavilion. Look at this. There's the Long Island Expressway. There's a banner for the US Open that's coming in a few days. There's where the Kodak Pavilion stood. And here on this little path, I'm going to tell you where I'm going to give you a hint. There is just one moon and one golden sun, but a smile means friendship to everyone. Though the mountains are wide and the oceans divide, it's a
small world.
After all, we're standing on the plot where stood the original Walt Disney's It's a Small World, sponsored by...
Oh, wait.
Two sponsors. I'll take either one.
Pepsi.
Pepsi Cola and...
Was it also Mattel?
UNICEF. Good
Oh.
guess, though. Mattel was the sponsor at Walt Disney World
That's
during
what I'm
the
thinking
late 80s and early 90s. Here we are. It's a small world. Right in where I'm standing, where the boats took off. See those geese? Those geese over there may just be left over from the honking geese on It's a Small World. We don't know, but they're definitely descendants of those geese, are they not? What else do you notice about this plot of land where this pavilion stood?
Small.
It
It's
is-
a small space.
It is a small space. It's hard to imagine that big pavilion on this little sliver, but you know why that is? That's because It's a Small World was an afterthought. Pepsi and UNICEF got together and decided to call Walt Disney with 9 months before the fair opened. You know who answered the phone?
Yes. I think.
He was an admiral.
Fowler.
Admiral Joe Fowler. What was his nickname?
Can do.
Can do. It's because anything Walt asked him, can we make a mountain that looks like the Matterhorn? Can do. Can we make a jungle that looks like 7 different rivers throughout the world? Can do.
Except this time.
Pepsi Cola called up the Wet Enterprises, and Joe Fowler said, we're too busy for the fair. No can do. Walt Disney, when he heard about this, he was furious. He said, I make those decisions. Call Pepsi. Tell them we'll do it. And we got It's a Small World. And because it came so late, it was thrown on this remote corner of the fair. In fact, if I point in the general direction of the Unisphere, you can't see it. We're pretty much on the outskirts of the fair. That's why the Long Island Expressway is visible from here. But yes, Small World opened. It was the hit of the fair. It was, I think, the #1 pavilion. And if it wasn't, it was that and the Carousel of Progress, which we're going to next. Join us. Look at this sandlot. You can even see the cleat marks from the people who were playing football. Soccer, possibly. Maybe. I don't know. But this is definitely a ball field of some kind. But, Stacy, you know where we're standing?
Yes, I do.
Stacy knows where we're standing. Right now, this rather unimpressive lot, there's the Unisphere over there, but right here, on the corner of the Avenue of Commerce and the Plaza of the Universe, stood none other than General Electric's Carousel of Progress, which was part of GE's Progressland Pavilion. Behold, Progressland. Alas, it is gone now, but not forgotten, because it wound up at Disneyland in 1968. When the fair ended, they packed her up, shipped it to Disneyland. It opened in 1967. I take that back. When the new Tomorrowland opened in 1967, General Electric felt it ran its course, and by 1972, it was closed and packed up and moved to
Disneyland, Disney World.
Walt Disney World in the Magic Kingdom, where it plays today. Did you know that the Carousel of Progress is the longest running American theater show? Let's come over here and show them this. This I know my friend Wayne in California is going to get into. This, if you look on a map of the World's Fair, and can you show them the map of the World's Fair? Open that up so we can see this big lagoon. See the big lagoon? You see the big lagoon where my finger is? Okay, we're standing here where the Carousel of Progress was, and this big lagoon at the Court of the Universe is right here. And this is the lagoon that all the major pavilions ringed. I'm pointing right now to where AT&T was. I'm pointing right now to where IBM was. This is where the Carousel of Progress was, GE's Progressland. But this, I want to show you this lagoon here. This was where the nighttime spectaculars were held that we know today at Epcot as illuminations. Fountains, and not lasers, but fountains and lights and music. And if you Google any films of the World's Fair, they always end with the big Cavalcade of Lights. And the Cavalcade of Lights was held right here on this lagoon. And by the way, it is also the same lagoon that they used in the 1939 World's Fair. A lot of these fairgrounds have remained unchanged from 1939, actually, and they reused the land for the 1964 fair. That pylon out in the center there is where they shot off a lot of the fountains, and there were speakers, and the music emanated from there as well as from all around this lagoon. Now, we're not going to walk around it because this would literally be like walking around World Showcase. It's not quite that large, but it is close to like, it's at least 3/4 of a mile all the way around, so we won't do that. But there she is. I want to show you one more time. Imagine, if you will, the light and music from the Cavalcade of Lights. This is actually the Plaza of the Universe right now. You can see one of these really tall poles with the sculpture of the eagle on top of the corner of one tip of the lagoon, and there's another one down there. And I gotta tell you, in between, what a desolate hellhole. Wouldn't you say?
What?
I said, in between these two things, this should be like the grandest part of the whole place. But I said, what a desolate hellhole.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, we're now right in the center of the fair. This is about it. Over there is the Cavalcade of Lights and the lagoon over there, this is called the, what was it? The Plaza of the Universe. And then straight behind me, Unisphere and the fountains. And I can't, what's that?
Do you think something's wrong with this pole?
Stacy's blowing the whole vlog right now. What's wrong with that pole?
Because they have it all taped off.
No, they had both those poles taped off. They probably
okay.
don't want any shenanigans. Okay? So the fountains are off down here, but they're on up there. Okay? And you can come in there. A lot of soccer fields now. And they've got a basketball court set up. And there's another roving photographer who came to see the fair. Here's what the fountain looks like. All dry. I suppose it would make a great half pipe to go skateboarding in, which sometimes they do.
Do you think that's allowed?
I'm sure it's not allowed. But you can see those side fountains there. These would have sprung up and shot an arc into that side, and then these would have You can see those nozzles would have shot an arc into that side to create an effect. And now we're going to walk up. This is the Eisenhower Boulevard over here. We're going to walk up Eisenhower Boulevard. And then we're going to try to get out of here and hope our car wasn't towed away. Not that it would matter because it's only a rental. Okay, we're right in the center of these fountains, halfway between the big lagoon and the Unisphere. Those are the fountains I've shown you. Here are the other ones. Check this out. Pretty cool, huh?
Very nice.
Good?
Very nice. Because it'd be cooler, like it is up there.
So this is probably our last day to come to the park.
Hey, you're not going to get near it next week.
Yeah, no, because the summer days are drifting away. But we came here 3 times.
And with the U.S. Open, you'll never get near it.
That is true. Now, just show, I'm trying to find where they did that King of Queens shot. I think it was over on this lawn, right here. Come here. There's a shot in the King of Queens where they're laying on the grass, having a picnic lunch, and you can see both the New York Pavilion and the Unisphere all in the same shot, and the fountains are on. I'll bet it's this one right here. Yeah. You coming? I found it. I think I found it. They're on this. They're going to be on that hill right there, and I'm going to turn off, and I'll turn it back on when we get there. Okay, we have found it. We have found the exact spot of grass right here. This is exactly where Kevin James and Leah Remini sat and ate their picnic lunch in the opening titles to the King of Queens. I know this because I can see the Unisphere here and the New York Pavilion. Because baby, all my life I will be coming home to you. I can't get out of it. Just doesn't. See, they're lying in the grass. That's why. Come down, squat down. Squatting down. Oh, there it is. And then they,
okay.
and then they wrestle. And I'll spare you all.
We're wearing white shorts.
Yes, we're way too well dressed to be wrestling in the park. Okay, plus they had a permit and they closed everything off to do that. So this is the actual filming location of that shot. And yes, no, good.
Look at the dust storm.
Okay, we're back. We think this is actually where they shot it, because this is actually the peak of the hill, the top of the hill. And you can see the 2 pavilions are much tighter together. So we think that that's it now. So we're going to show you the other clip, and then we're going to follow with this, because either one could have been the shot where they filmed the King of Queens. And my guess is they did it from a couple of different vantage points, because they spent the whole day here at the park while they shot that. See ya. Whoops, wait. Okay, before we get out of here, let's walk around it once with the camera on so we can sort of see how nice and cool it is, right?
Yes.
Because the fountains are on. It's a hot day, but it is very nice and cool. And you have a nice vantage point. Here, the fountain's going, and you see all the ne'er-do-wells playing in the fountain.
That's right.
I want to go in it. No, I think I'm going to. What do you say?
I am not.
I think it might be fun. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try and see how close I can get. So, okay. Okay, I am now in the fountain. Let's see how close we can get. It's cuckoo. It's starting to get a little wet now. It's starting to get, if the wind changes, I'm in trouble. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Oh, pretty silly, isn't it? Wow. Stacy? She's pretending she doesn't know me. There's a little young child in the fountain. It's like Coney Island over here. Look at it, they're running through the fountain, frolicking. Everyone's playing tag, touching the South Pole. I really want to do it. It's about a foot deep in the center there, but then it... Oh. You heard the man. See, everything was fine until I showed up. Did you hear that?
The man told me to get my older, taller son out of the fountain.
Ah, gee whiz, I never get to do anything. The whole city was in that fountain until I stepped in. Oh well, I got some pretty incredible shots because I was right up under the South Pole there.
I'm sure.
And I saw the other children frolicking.
It's a very hot day here. Very sunny.
You know what? They're still not getting out though. See, I listened. Well, I've already broken one rule. I've parked illegally on the grounds. So now if you remember, go back to our vlog about the Queen's Museum. That's where we saw the New York City panorama, didn't we? Where we saw the model of the city. We saw our own house there. And what else did we do in there? Oh, they've got incredible World's Fair Pavilion models, as well as, here comes the park guy. Watch, he's going to yell at them again. Yeah, let's go this way. Oh no, you know what? Let's go out that way once and for all, and we'll finish up with this in the back of our vlog, because I think this is just an incredible icon. I love looking at it, and I'm going to just stop and look at it now. You enjoy coming here?
Yes, very nice.
Oh,
I don't like when people break rules, though.
Say it again?
I don't like when people break rules.
Yeah, we were breaking the rules. I broke the rules. I jumped in. And look, someone turned the park department came and turned on this fire hydrant here, so that if you really must jump in a fountain, you can do what they did. You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Back when I was a kid on Sesame Street, they used to do a film of some kids frolicking in a fire hydrant. Watch out for the mud here. Okay. Okay, so we're going to close, I think. Thank you for joining us from Corona Park in Flushing Meadows. We hope you enjoyed it. We did some fun things, we did some illegal things, and we saw some historic points. We didn't get to the Illinois Pavilion. Next time. Okay, I'm in front of the New York State Pavilion, and I'm looking in. Again, there is a... It's hard to see in there, but it is kind of it's in ruin. I was gonna take one of these bricks, but there are Parks Department personnel watching me right now. So I'm gonna just pretend that I'm taking pictures and then I'll be out of here. So they're not arresting me today. Not today anyway.